So you hear it all the time, right? Companies saying they're doing lean. But have you ever really stopped to think about what that means? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty big idea, that real lean isn't about checking off a list of tools. Nope. It's about a fundamental shift in how you think about your work.
Okay, let's just get right to it with a statement that might hit a little too close to home for some of you. Most of what passes for lean out there, it's just cosplay, seriously. It's people dressing up in the costume, using all the fancy words and tools, but they never actually adopt the thinking behind it all. And that right there is why so many of these big transformations just fizzle out.
And this is really the heart of the problem. On one side, you've got what we can call toolbox thinking. It's just a checklist, a bunch of activity without any real direction. But on the other side, you've got the lean mindset, which is all about a purposeful, new way of seeing the work itself. Getting this difference is, well, it's everything.
So let's dig into that first column, the toolbox approach. We're going to call it the toolbox trap, because that's exactly what it is. It's the reason why just grabbing a bunch of lean tools and throwing them at problems almost always ends in frustration.
I mean, does this list look familiar to you? A team decides, hey, we're going lean. So, boom, they implement 5S. They run a big, flashy Kaizen event. They spend weeks drawing a super detailed value stream map. And of course, they put up a Kanban board. They've checked all the boxes. But a few months later, nothing has really changed. So what gives?
Well, here's the brutal truth. Tools are just amplifiers. That's it. If you take lean tools and apply them to a process that's already built on bad thinking or a dysfunctional culture, you don't magically fix things. You just fail faster. The tools just shine a big spotlight on the problems you already had.
And the signs of this kind of tool-first failure are always the same. Any little bit of waste you manage to clear out, well, it just creeps right back in. People slide back into their old habits because it's comfortable. And pretty soon, you've got people actively resisting the whole thing because it just felt like another pointless top-down initiative. You see, tools can't fix a culture. Only thinking can.
Okay, so if the toolbox is a trap, what's the escape route? It's all about shifting our focus. We have to stop obsessing over the what, the tools, and start asking why. It's about finally embracing the real lean mindset.
So what is this lean mindset anyway? Well, at its core, it's a way of thinking. It's this relentless, continuous focus on creating value for the customer, on hunting down and eliminating waste, on making workflows smoothly, and maybe most important of all, solving problems at their absolute deepest root.
And this mindset, it's all built on a handful of core principles. It all kicks off with understanding what your customer actually values. From there, you work on getting rid of waste, making the work flow, digging down to the root of problems, and respecting the people doing the work by trusting them to improve it. The tools, they're just how you bring these ideas to life. Without the principles, the tools are basically just wall art.
Now this is where the magic happens. Let's take a look at how this shift in thinking completely changes the game, even when you're using the exact same tools.
Just look at the difference here. In the toolbox world, 5S is just a glorified cleaning project. But with a lean mindset, it becomes a powerful way to create a workplace so clear that problems have nowhere to hide. A Kanban board goes from being a simple to-do list to a dynamic system that actually controls the flow of work and screams at you when there's a bottleneck. And that value stream map, it's no longer just a boring documentation task. It becomes a strategic guide for making smart decisions that improve the entire system.
See, that's the whole point. The tools themselves don't change. What changes is the thinking behind them. And that shift in thinking is what produces completely, radically different results.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but you're probably wondering, how do I actually do this? Fair enough. Let's talk about a new starting point, how you can begin to make that shift from focusing on tools to focusing on the mindset.
It all starts by catching yourself. You have to stop asking the default question, which tools should we use? The moment you ask that, you're already falling right back into the toolbox trap. You're focused on the what, not the why.
Instead, start asking questions like these. First, what problem are we really, truly trying to solve here? Second, where is the actual waste in this process? Third, what is stopping the work from flowing smoothly? And the big one, why? Why does this problem exist in the first place? Get clear answers to these questions, and you'll find that the right tool pretty much picks itself.
So here's the sequence. It's simple, but it's not easy. It has to be mindset first. You start with the right thinking and asking the right questions.
Then, and only then, come the tools, second, chosen to solve the specific problem you've identified. The sustainable result you've been chasing, they come last, as a natural outcome of getting the first 2 steps right.
Let's just wrap it up with this one powerful idea. It has never, ever been about the tools. A set of paintbrushes doesn't make someone a master artist, right? In the same way, lean tools don't create lean organizations. Lean thinking does. That's the secret sauce.
So I'll leave you at this to chew on. In your own work, are you just using lean tools, or are you actually practicing lean thinking? Once you change your mindset, you'll be amazed at how the tools finally start to work for you. If this is the kind of stuff you want to explore more, make sure you subscribe. We'll see you next time.